Welcome everybody. Today we are in Miami, Florida with the one and the only Elena Cardone. We are about to bring some fire. I'm super pumped to be here because I want to hear more about her incredible new book, the backstory behind the book, and why building a massive empire to have it all is so important. So, welcome Elena.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Of course, of course. So, okay, this book is incredible. This book is doing incredible things for a lot of families, a lot of people, a lot of women, and a lot of men.
Thank you.
Why was it so important for you to put this book out? And was it really, really easy for you just to write it? And, you know, or was this a little bit of like a project?
It was a major project. First of all, I never went to college. I left school before graduating at 17. I took a ticket to Los Angeles. Like, school was not my thing. I don't like writing projects. So sitting down and having to confront writing was very difficult for me. Plus, I don't like to be so revealing. I've always been guarded. I still am. So yeah, it was difficult. I walked away from the project for a few months at a time. And then finally, when I came back at the end and finished it off, I rewrote it about 4, 5, 6 times. So I finally got it to a place where I feel good. The reason I wrote the book is because Grant and I both happen to be from Louisiana, but we both grew up very similarly, with a middle-class background. You know, my parents were paycheck to paycheck, so we had enough to get by, but we were always concerned about money. It weighed heavily. It was the elephant in the room. That was a constant burden on the family. So, and Grant and I both came from those beginnings, and we have, through the process of getting rid of false information, which I believe holds a lot of people back.
100%.
And being able to put our efforts more streamlined and focused to actually make a difference faster. So the reason I wrote the book was for any other entrepreneurs or those type people that want to get to where we are on a fast track. That's why I wrote the book. So I really wanted to help either individuals creating their own empires or families especially, to really get everybody on the same page, because like the Clydesdales horses.
That's a huge point.
One can pull 8,000 pounds and two together can pull 32,000 pounds. So it's like and because we're not Clydesdales and we're spiritual capabilities, it's
right.
Unyet discovered, two people with 100% pushing each other up. I mean, you can go from here to versus what
Fast.
I see, which is somebody, one or this party is working to build, and you come home and you're destroying with your partner, because that's the game. The game becomes to fight each other when you're not on the same team with the same goals and purposes and teammates, you know, when you're operating individually. So I really wanted to get people on the same unit to really fast track their way to success and to build an empire, which is really the only ironclad security net to withstand any attack or blows or economic situations or tragedies in the family. I believe only an empire can sustain those kind of hits. Anything subpar to that, anything that's remotely normal is going to collapse.
You get devastated.
It just can't. It just doesn't have a foundation. It's just like quicksand.
It's the same in every single cycle, right? And we are pretty much at the top of like a 10-year cycle right now. But it's exactly what you said. Like, it's so imperative to be on the same page at home.
Yeah.
And a lot of people miss that. Like male, female, where it's like she's going to work, he's going to work, and everybody's like working and hunting, and they're just trying to get all this money. And then you come home and you're fighting about stuff that's not really necessary because you guys aren't on the same page. You haven't had those crucial conversations. And then your kids see it. And then it becomes this problem. And this problem is like a massive epidemic that goes across the country. One of the largest rates of divorce in our country's history was 2008 and 9. Do you think that was like by coincidence or because there was a financial disaster and people didn't have those systems and those empires in place to be able to withstand it? And it's important to put, like, let's just cut to the chase. Like, you need money. Like, that's why I love what you guys actually push, because you have to have that empire, have to build that empire so you can withstand those. Even if it goes down a little bit, you still have the foundational pieces to get you to where you need to go. And I love your guys' message about that. And especially how you can go faster as one. And I had to go through those same growing pains with my wife. Like, she is a hustler in her own right. She owns 3 clinics and she's a speech pathology. Like, she's doing it. She's got her thing, and I'm so proud of her because I get to watch her go. And like, now we have conversations about business and the kids and family and our future goals. And we're going real fast now.
I love it.
But that wasn't always the case. Like, we had to go through some really hard times, right? And that's normal. So we gave ourselves permission to grow as a couple, and we also gave ourselves permission to really speak our truth. And like, look, here's what I'm trying to build. And she's like, why do you want to go that big, and why do you care that much about helping so many people? I don't know, but I know it's my life's goal. So I can't not look at that. And then it's these 2 incredible boys that I have, Jackson and Grayson. What's up, guys? Like, it's important for me to show them the right way. Like that you guys are doing it. You're bringing everybody with you. You're building this empire, and you're bringing people with you. You're not snipering everybody down that's getting close to you so you can go faster.
Right, no way. And
so I love that entire message. And it's, you guys are a team. And it's funny that you said Louisiana, which I didn't know. My whole family's from Louisiana.
Oh, that's
Monroe,
so cool.
So
you're close then to New Orleans,
And I didn't know, and it was a post on Instagram. It was either yesterday or the day before, and it struck me as so funny. And your accent came out. I'm like, oh no, it was you guys were, it was you and Grant. You were role playing, I think, interviewing, and you were talking about like, so I'm super, like, you said something about how it was hard and you were struggling and you feel like you can't come up for air. And you're like, this mother effer, he told me to not come up with air. And I was dying laughing for a lot of reasons. But that accent, like, you're like, that mother effer.
Every time I get mad, that New Orleans,
the fire
accent comes out. Oh, yeah.
It was awesome. But it was so beautiful because it was so much more than just that. It was you guys in your home as a couple, like literally going over life stuff, but being as real as you could be. And then being vulnerable enough to put it out to the world.
Like, don't put it out. No one's going to understand our humor. I'm like, it's going out.
Oh, no, it was great though. And
thank you.
Then like, that's the big thing for me. It's like, this is 2018. Our kids are going to be able to see this. What scared me to death 3 years ago is I had a 3-year-old and a newborn, and I didn't have any content.
Wow.
Like, I had some, like really cool pictures like of like the kids and family. But if I would have got like hit by a bus, they wouldn't have known how passionate that, like, there's so much that I did behind closed doors. So many deals, so many people that I helped, all of this stuff. Now, my plane could crash, and I hope it doesn't, but my plane could crash leaving here, and I will be completely fine because my children will know my fire and what I really cared about. And then my great grandkids get to as well. Because this stuff lives forever.
Cool. I know. I love the social media.
It's this legacy play.
It is.
Well, I just love what you guys are doing. Would you kind of maybe walk us through 1 or 2 chapters that are really important to you to kind of get out and why? And like there's a few that are in my book as well, but I'm like, if you just read these 2, this is going to make a big difference quickly.
Well, if you're in a relationship, I have this one chapter in there about the couple's goals. So a lot of people don't discuss that or don't even think about that. And I didn't know that people don't have this. In the relationship, they have their own goals. And everyone knows their own goals. I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this. But what is it that you want as a couple? And who do you represent as a couple? And once you hold yourself to the standard, I mean, what are you really? And don't be afraid to look at right now. Am I the always complaining couple? We're always fighting. The kids are always upset because they see us fighting. Like, is that what you want? Like, who are you as a couple? Or are you the couple where people are like, that, I want that in a relationship. I want this, I want that. So when you do that and you're willing to put yourself out there and take that responsibility, you also then when I'm in the situation with Grant and we are fighting, I have to think to myself, okay, people look at me as the model couple. If they saw me doing this behavior right now, is that what I want to represent? No, that's not who I stand for. So sometimes I have to like swallow my ego and go, you know what, I'm going to let this slide because it's not really that important. Or it doesn't help me bring the ball down the field. Like, what is the big picture and where do you want to go? And what are you willing to sacrifice being wrong, you know, or having to be right, you know, all the time? What are you willing to sacrifice in order to move the ball down the field? Because when you score touchdowns with your partner and you win and you hit targets, that's the moments where you're like, yes, this is what we do.
That's
and
right.
you don't remember all those little petty little fights that you had to keep your mouth shut about, or, you know what I'm saying?
100%. And it's a whole lot of conversations that most couples, like if you're, you know, 16, 17, or you've been married for years, everybody comes to these marriages with these rule books from our parents or from like, you know, like, here's my rule book and here's your rule book. Nobody goes, okay, well, here's what I believe and here's my rule book and here's yours. Let's figure out what, like, this should be as a couple.
Right.
And then what are you willing to sacrifice?
Yeah, it's a big word
It's
in our family.
It is, and it's a huge piece. What are you willing to sacrifice for the betterment of the family,
Right.
the team, the vision, and the goals? And so many people would much rather be right than get what they want. So what I've learned over time with my lovely wife is like, do I want to be right or do I want to get what I want?
Right.
Those are
That's
two
it,
totally
that's
different
how
things.
I operate too. I think about that a lot.
It's important.
Yeah.
Because
I'm like, is this really, you know? And, you know, sometimes I also look at who Grant is, and as an entrepreneur, and he's like, in my mind, he's an animal. He's like a beast, and he is what I can't be in that area. Like, I'm more of the visionary. I have these ideas. We need to do this. We need to do that. But I depend on him to be the sledgehammer, the, you know, on the battlefield slaying dragons.
So like
And-
you
and
see
so-
it and then he goes and
yes,
does it.
So I'm willing, because he's on the battlefield. How can I expect him to come home then and turn it off and be this, oh, this lovey-dovey? So that's a sacrifice. You know, sometimes I come home and the punches start at me. I mean, not literal punches, obviously.
Right.
But the metaphorical punches and the this, and he's hard, and I have to constantly think
like
to
it's-
myself, am I willing to take this for the team because he's an animal and he can't turn it off? Like, let me figure out how to turn, like, get him some food. I always do that, little simple stuff. Get him some food, chills him out. Disappear for a little bit, come back in, try, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have these little coping mechanisms on how to deal with him. But I'm not gonna try to turn him into this docile creature because I still need him to be my
savage.
warrior. I need him to be a savage. I need him to be what I can't be. So those are things that I'm willing to sacrifice or to take a hit for the team, because ultimately I need him to be him,
Yes.
not me.
Right.
Yes.
Because you're you and he's him,
Right.
but together you guys are vicious.
So that's the thing. Thank you. So those are the two things. I would say, know your couple's goals. And then he has his goals and I have my goals that we're working on. But if these two, his and my goals, don't feed and make the power goals number one, they have to go, which is another sacrifice.
Agreed.
So if I'm hanging out with the girls and drinking and hanging out and he's getting upset and it's not feeding the couple's goals, it's got to go. And it goes both ways.
100%.
You know, and then the other thing is know your role. That's the most important thing that we were just touching on. I know my role. I know what I'm good at. I run the home. And it's more traditional, I know, for the woman to do that, but it just so happens that's what I am really good at. I have seen the reverse. I'm not saying the man has to be this and the girl has to be
No,
this.
of course not.
Because I've
it's
seen
all-
the reverse.
Right.
I've seen the man
Absolutely.
do what I do for the woman who's more of the bread and butter winner.
Absolutely.
And it works because you know your role. So
You stay
I
in
have
your
a
lanes.
department, and I'm the general of that department.
That's right.
But Grant is the general of the business, and when I'm around here, I'm the junior. So I might give advice, I might this, I might that, but in the end, I back his decision and he makes the final decision. And the same for the home with me. Like, he can't be thinking he's all boss man in my department. I take what he says under advisement, but in the end, it's my decision.
'Cause
And
this is
that's
your
how we
battlefield.
work. That's right.
That's right.
That's right. So we know our roles, and we know if something's slacking, who runs the division and who has to take responsibility for and turn it around.
But that's a true team, and I really want that to sink into you guys. Like, that is not like she's just going to let him be a man and he's just going to let her be a woman. No, 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 no. It's so much more than that and so much deeper. And this is a critical piece that they're actually teaching their children and your entire audience's children that like, look, you can literally be in these roles, wildly successful, because you're so self-aware that like, I need to be here when he comes in from whatever. He could have lost a huge deal and he's on fire. I know why he came in pissed, because it happens to me too. And so my wife's like, you need to go outside. And I'm like, you know what? I shouldn't even have come home yet.
Yeah.
I should have gone to yoga.
I've sent him out too.
I should, and like she'll go like, go grab a surfboard, go get in the water, like, and then come back. But I try so hard to like separate, but I'm a hunter and I'm out hunting. And when I didn't get my hunt, I come home a little pissed sometimes. I try to be mindful of it, but she sometimes is either like, yeah, why don't you just go do something for an hour? But not in a mean way. Like, I love you, you're upset, let's get you to where we need you to be at home.
Yeah.
And then same thing was like, she's really busy, she's running her companies, and it's like, okay, and then we shift. But I love what you said about like, I am the general of this battlefield, and he's the general of his. But together, you're able to move these big chunks of time and big chunks of real estate for that reason, because you have each other's back. My number one goal in life was to find a partner that just had my back. Like, I get so like choked up every time, because I'm like, if you just have my back and you tell me that you're proud of me, I will literally build you an empire. Like, that's untouchable. That's all I need. Like, just tell me you're proud of me, and like, I will literally run through brick walls and eat everything along the way.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, who doesn't love that?
Well, yeah, and it's just, and I love the whole thing now with social media, right? And I would love to maybe turn the conversation to that and how powerful social media is, and how you guys have really taken some huge chunks out the past even like 24 months, even the past 12 months. I've seen an incredible growth in just you guys and your brand. And I love the cohesiveness in it, where it is you both, and it's super important that you can reach a lot of people. There are people that are struggling either financially or like spiritually, or just not knowing what to do at home. And they look to people like us for some kind of advice. And it's like, wait a minute, well, she had a hard day, and so did Grant, and they have 2 kids, and they worked it out literally on camera and then put it out to the world. But that's to show people you're a normal person. Like, you're just like you're a normal person.
Totally.
But we have these roles that we are literally playing, and a big part of mine is to help. And I'm helping by leading by example. And you guys do it so, so well. So I would just love to hear maybe a little bit more about like, what's some of the hardest things there is to live with Grant? And then what are some of the most incredible parts about being on film with your kids and just kind of playing and being mom?
Oh, I love that role.
Right? Like, that's the best. I mean, I love that part, because I get them every morning, because she's sleeping for 2 hours. It's just our playtime. And the same in the afternoon. Like, it's my magic time. Like, everything else just vanishes. So I would just love to hear from you. Like,
so yeah, the hardest part about rolling with Grant is just that you have to be extremely tough, because he can go from being a jokester in one moment to things are very intense on a dime.
Sounds familiar.
And you have to be able to adjust and have change and be mercurial, move and sometimes the hits come hard and heavy, and so there's a certain amount of toughness and adaptability. I think that's the hardest part for me. But I think I do it well and gracefully. It's taken a long time to figure that out and do it well.
Right.
But he is that way because he demands so much of himself that he expects excellence from everyone. So you have to be ready at any given moment with him to be on. And so it can be a challenge when I don't want that. But then again, that's one of the sacrifices. You have to be willing to do things you don't want to do in order to drive the ball down the field. So it's just one of those things that you just can't complain about, because I want what I want.
And this is what you guys asked for, and this is what you guys are executing on. And there's days, that you don't want to do it. Like we talked about off camera, you're like, I don't want to. But you also have to. This is what you chose.
This is what I chose.
And now you have a massive responsibility.
And I don't want to close the curtains.
Yeah.
Even though because I want to help people. And there's no greater reward to me. Like
I agree.
I have the money, and that's great, and I love it, and I would not downplay it. I'm not going to tell you that shoes don't matter to me, and purses
I get
and
it.
guns don't matter.
I
to
get
me.
it.
I have my things.
Guns are fun. They're fun. And they're fun to collect.
I know. I love that too.
I know, me too.
But when I get a message saying that I inspire someone, or their husband and wife team are doing better because of me, and they tell me real stories, there is no greater reward for me.
Agreed.
So I want to keep the curtains open, even though I have been tempted a few times to close them when I've gotten punched in the gut and going, why am I doing this? Like, but then I realized the enemy would win if I did that, because then those
So glad you
people
said that. That's
wouldn't
so true.
they have less of a chance, So I want to keep it open for anyone that wants to do what we do.
Learn,
and to see, it's not always pretty. I don't ever, I might make funny scenarios, like on Instagram, I might do funny mock-ups for the funny stuff.
Yeah.
But for the real stuff, that's all real. Like I don't fake anything. I don't pretend to be an expert at shooting or Muay Thai or anything.
Sure.
I just show people what I'm doing. Like all my failures, Diego yelling at me, Mom, Mom, Mom,
that's the best though.
I'm like, oh, okay.
But that's the real. Like when you're faking it and you're a poser because you're in this space, you could tell right away. Yeah. Like that's what drew me to you guys too. And it's like, oh no, this is actually them. Yeah. And you guys are doing it the right way. And it's literally like the same with me. I love the money. The money's great. I love to buy stuff and everything's awesome.
It's an economic plan.
It's a huge,
it's an economic plan.
huge.
If
you want stuff, like you have to.
You want to eat. You want to buy something at Whole Foods. You need money. They're not going to be like, you look like a nice guy. Here's
some food. Yeah. No, and it's the same thing I say all the time. I'm going to keep buying real estate and investing in multifamily real estate as long as people want to live inside. So when they want to live outside again, I'll shift my business model. But for right now, that's what I'm doing. Yeah. But it's those emails and those DMs of like, I literally moved my family from this state to this state because this was the place where I could literally afford a fourplex and I could live in one of the units, and it changed my family's life. And then I'm in tears and I'm getting these DMs and emails. I'd never spoke to these people. I know. They follow me. That's what keeps me going on those hard days.
Too, that they inspire me as much as
100%.
They claim I inspire them, because they hold me accountable. It's so. That's the biggest temptation and the hardest thing that I struggle with now is constantly holding myself accountable
to the highest standard.
To the highest standard. When I don't want to, or when it's easy to
just hit pause. Yeah. Right? You're like, today is pause day. And the beauty thing about social media now, you can literally schedule stuff out for a week, hit pause, and you're still doing your thing.
That's
still doing your thing, right?
I do that with Twitter. I'm like every 2 hours.
Schedule.
Like my Instagram, that's all me. But Twitter, I'm like,
No, and that's, and like it goes back to self-awareness, right? So you are so self-aware enough that like, this is what works for me, and it's going to change. And I tell people too, I was a very different person at 25 than I am now at 41. So the cycles that we go through in life, it's like are very, very different. And I talk to a lot of millennials. They're like, I want to do this, I want to do that. I'd be like, cool, slow down. You have a lot of time, try a ton of stuff and just see what kind of works for you. Now, when you're kind of doing this stuff at home with the kiddos, like, because that's like a special time, right? Yeah. Special time. And it's important for you to share that. Why?
I really, the whole purpose of Grant and I showing my side of things is, I feel like that in society, they make the media or the magazine tabloids promote, look, who got a divorce and this and that. And, if you don't feel good, give up. And, you're getting married. Oh, you got the ball and chain. And I wanted to bring relationships cool. I want to make relationships cool again.
That's right.
Are they hard work? Am I going to tell you it's fairy tale? Oh, we're so in love all the time. No, but it's a created love, and it's a continuous created love if you want to make it work. And if you want to go for the gold, like the Olympic gold medalist, then you have to work for it, but the rewards are golden. Same thing with kids. I feel like some of the family has fallen to the wayside with all these divorces and this and that, and I really want to bring back you know, this is part of the couple's goals. I want to bring back, you know, family is important. The children are the future. If you raise a productive child to fit in and produce in society, you're one less person we have to worry about in
That's
this
right.
crazy, insane world. So that's why I show the children. The children understand in our family that they have a role. You know, I say, look, your job is you be a kid. That's number one.
Mhm.
You be a kid.
That's
I want
right.
you to get your clothes dirty at the park because, you know, when they come home and they're filthy, I'm like,
Yes, they played.
You rocked being a kid today.
That's right.
And then there's a time and a place, you know, if you want to fly around the world with mama and papa, there are times that you are expected to be Team Cardone. And if papa calls you up on stage, you know, that's what's required from you. And that's
right.
And we're helping people, and we're a superhero family. Like, we tell them that. We help people, and they're all on board.
I literally tell my kids the same thing.
Yeah.
They think every time that I leave town that I'm going to go hang out with superheroes because that's who I am.
You are.
I am. No, I know.
Right.
They call it superhero camp, and it's this cute little thing we have, and I'm like, and they literally think I'm going to hang out with superheroes. So it's exactly what I'm telling them. Be like, you guys are never going to meet. I was with a superhero again, and then I'm going to literally show them you and show them Grant,
that's so
and then it's like,
cool.
but they now get to think like superheroes aren't just like these things on TV or
Yeah.
these magazines. They're real people.
They're real
So
people.
that's like the conversion for them, which is going to happen later. But I'm like, no, like I'm a superhero. I have superhuman strengths.
Right. And wouldn't it be nice, that's why I do with the social media, because
Yeah.
wouldn't it be nice if a father or a mother could go out of town and the other parent is saying, you know what, they're a superhero. That's what they do to take care of us and their community, rather than, which happens, I think, a little more.
A lot.
They're leaving us again and the child feels left behind and neglected. No, you know what? Our job when Papa is out of town is to be successful and well so he can focus on them and not worry about us. That's our job, to do well while he is gone. And they realize they have a
It's
job.
so true and so important. The home, the castle, the kingdom, if that's out of whack when you leave to go to work or when you leave to come here,
Where's your attention the
you're
rest of the day?
thrashed. And I have such a massive responsibility to me, my family, my investors, and my empire that I take it very seriously. So I make sure my house is in complete order. So when I leave, I'm hunting. I'm focused on business.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about some super crazy fight that I just had with my wife or the
I know.
nanny or something that happened. So I
Like a gut wrencher.
yeah, and then it sucks your energy for the day.
And then when Grant and I get into a fight that's left unhandled, I feel short with the kids. Like I'm
Of course.
agitated. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It just ruins everything for me, you know. And then I have to try to muster up this everything's okay.
Everything's cool.
Yeah, you know, because I don't want to put adult problems on the kids'
Agreed.
space either.
Right.
You know.
And what's a big thing for us too is we have these, you know, like not huge fights, but you know, they're like little things in front of the kids.
How long have you been married?
5 years, but we've been together for a while.
Okay, 5
Yeah.
years.
So,
Okay.
and we've had all of our stuff, right?
Right.
So, but it's important for me to show the kids, like, okay, mommy and dad, like, you know, it got a little bit heated in the kitchen, you know, like, but
Oh, yeah.
but then they get to see us work through it. They get to see us hug and kiss, and then like everything is back to normal. Like now we're gonna go have baths, and now we're gonna go have bedtime. So they get to see us work through these things, and we still love each other.
Right.
Like it's still a lot of discipline and a lot of like, here's what we're gonna do, but it's followed up with tons and tons of love, which I think
Yeah.
something you guys do, which is awesome. And there's things that happen in the family that you have to handle before you go to work. And for me, it's literally very, very simple. I sit in meditation for 10 minutes as soon as I wake up. It's the first thing I do. Like as soon as my brain wakes up. And then I sit in gratitude for 5 minutes just to say, I'm so thankful for like whatever I'm thankful for that day.
Yeah.
It changes all of my energy in my body. Then I work out. Then I eat something really healthy. And then I turn my business brain on. So I literally do business last because I have to give myself the mental strength and capacity,
To work your way up to it.
right? Because this job in this industry is crazy.
Yeah.
And life will come at you like with a humongous 2x4 on fire. And if you're not prepared for it, or if there was a huge fight that you maybe didn't kind of settle,
Yeah.
it really takes you off of your game.
Oh, totally. I hate that.
And it just, and it's this feeling of, how do I fix it? Right? And then,
Yeah.
but this kind of stuff just takes time. I just love what you guys are doing because it's been fun for me to watch your guys' journey And I love to watch where you're going through the roof right now. It's been so much fun to watch, like, and this book, like I'm super fired up on this book.
Thank you.
So where can they actually pre-order this book, or where can they get the book? Maybe from your guys' website?
Yeah, you can go right now to Elena Cardone,
Okay,
ELENA,
okay.
CARDONE, ElenaCardone.com/empire. Pre-order the book, and we will give you the audio version for free.
Yes.
And then I'm told the book comes off at the presses November 7th.
Are you excited?
I'm so excited. I can't wait to get it in my hands.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you. Thank you for discussing it.
No, of course. And there are these little gems in there, and I'm not going to give anything away. You have to go listen to it. This book is a game changer. It's literally a game changer. So, like, buy the book, follow her on all the social medias, follow Grant, follow what they're doing, because they're leading by example. Like, if you make $6 a year or $6 billion, you need to be following these two and this company and what they're doing. They're doing it the right way. They care about their employees. I spoke to 4 or 5 people here in the first 12 minutes I was here. People like to work here.
Oh yeah,
they're fired up.
We love everybody here
because
it's a culture.
It's a culture.
It's a culture. We swim in the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, and it's important because you have to be able to build this thing that's like a tribe-like environment, or you'll never be able to build anything.
Yeah, so the people here, we have done a really great job with the employees here.
Tell.
Everybody here wants to create on the bigger picture. So we have really, they're friends, but I call everybody assets.
They are.
I surround ourselves in this place with really awesome assets.
Yeah, it's an awesome place. It's an awesome building. You guys are doing an incredible job. I would love for you to maybe talk about this huge event that's coming up here in Miami, because if you guys don't get your tickets, it will 100% sell out, and you'll be extremely bummed. It is the 10X Growth Con.
Yep, it's February 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. It's going to be at the Marlin Stadium, the biggest entrepreneurial event on the planet. 35,000 people.
Woo!
We're going to have amazing speakers. Steve Harvey's already confirmed.
Nice.
John Maxwell, Russell Brunson, Damon John, Sarah Blakely,
Sweet.
Dean Gracioso.
Oh, Dean.
And I better keep my mouth shut because I don't know if some of them have been announced yet.
All right,
But
so
some really great ones.
yeah, and they're always great. They're always big
And of
events.
course,
They're
yeah,
always
Grant
fire.
and myself.
Yeah, you guys will be there too.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you so much for having us. And you guys are going to continue to get a ton of fire by following this young lady over here. We will see you soon.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Of course.